everybody. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute. I know it's been a month since you last saw us, but we are back today to end of the year shit. Today, we're going to do our worst songs, albums, what we want to do. And we're going to do our best albums and do our best songs. And I'm just going to come out top of my head because I don't have best songs of the year because I don't have a list. But I'm here today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. I'm dressed for the occasion, as always. This is a special episode for me. You know, they're out here casual, whatever. But, you know, as I probably once said, you got to be a drip god. So today, we are here with two amazing people once again doing this with me. So let's get them in as always. Let's start off with the assassin himself, Josh.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I know I'm dressed like I'm a fucking middle-aged rapper's dad, but
dressed like Eminem
with this dad hat. But you know, I figured I look cool like this. But ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's your boy, the assassin, Josh Danger here. Welcome back to the loudest podcast in all of music, the MoshCast, where it's a year in review episode. You know, we had a lot of best and worst music this year. You know, a lot of flops, a lot of bops, but you know, time to go over what we enjoyed. You know, what meant a lot to us this year, and we have a lot coming in 2023. So
yeah,
that first.
We do.
But yeah, it's great to be back. You know, it's been a while. I feel kind of weird, you know, just being
on. It does feel kind of weird as my shirt is pretty much one.
But you know, we're dressed for the occasion. Yeah. Let's get into this. See what it's all about.
My shirt is trying to do a strip dance right now. Anyways, we're also here with again probably the most important of all of us here. I know I'm the star of the show, but this is the most important piece of the puzzle.
You are.
But the most important piece of the puzzle, you know, the editor, the uploader, whatever you want to call him, is the wrestling kid himself. It is a kid from Brooklyn, Jason.
Even though I'm 20, I'm still a kid then, I guess.
You're older than me, but I'm still calling the kid from Brooklyn. It still sounds amazing.
And hi, I forgot how to do a podcast. It's been a long time.
Don't worry, darling. I got you. Don't worry.
How do I do this? Hello, hi, greetings, salutations. It's been since December 2nd on Crash and Burn, our last podcast for a while. We took our break, but we haven't recorded since a Takeoff album review with Danker and AJ here.
RP.
And this is just a year-end recap, and there are changes coming into the new year for
there
all the podcasts. So
announce them just yet.
Do expect changes though regarding what's happening to the state of the podcast.
So stay at podcasting in general. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Crash and Burn as well, coming up with Crash and Burn.
Yeah, but you guys will see what's happening, what's going on lately.
All right, so we're gonna get underway with our worst songs and albums of the year. So, Josh, did you say you have worst songs of the year?
Yeah, I only have 10.
So how about you go ahead with your 10 worst songs, and then we'll get into worst albums.
I only have worst albums. I only have
the worst albums, or the worst songs first?
I only have worst albums. I have best songs.
All right, worst albums. All right, let's get it out of the way.
Yeah,
you got 10.
I have like 7.
How many worst albums you got?
Yeah, for number 7, it's an obvious. You know, this is not in no ordinary order. Mainstream Sellout by Machine Gun Kelly. Now here's why. Y'all thought Tickets to My Downfall was so good, right? Yeah, I thought better. Wow. Really? See how that really aged. But Mainstream Sellout, the sequel to his pop punk stuff, if you want to call it that, it's more like shit rolling around in the recyclable bin. Reused. It was just bad let's just say it was bad.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go into full detail because it's MGK, but you know what? I'm gonna move on to the next one.
All right, so you have how many? You have 7.
7.
How many I have, Jason?
Alright, you're on worst albums. I only have 5.
Oh God. Okay, so I'm 11. So I'm gonna go to 11 to 7. So I'm gonna go briefly, and I'm just gonna get out of the way. All right, number 11. It's an unfortunate album. It has to be on here, but I have Explosions by Three Days Grace at number 11.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
It just did not age well, in my personal opinion. At first, it looked fine. It looked fine. I'll give it that. But over time, this Matt's voice just did not just hit for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not a good vocalist, in my personal opinion. There's some songs in there that were good, and some songs I will defend off the album, but mostly this album was just very mid. So number 10, I don't know if she released one this year, but I'm just gonna count it because I can. Avril Lavigne. I think she had an album this year, I believe, but it's at number 10. It's a 3 out of 10. Just not my thing. Not my thing, and just kind of falling off. Number 9, Five Finger Death Punch. And with 2.5 out of 10. The reason why I put Five Finger Death Punch on here, I listened to them earlier, and I think the early work is fine. But they just got very lazy, and they slacked so much production. And plus, the lead singer is kind of like, "Oh, I'm gonna pull up the Ric Flair, and I'm retire." You know, like, come on. At number 8, I got Jairus Johnson. Now, he was so called this king of rock shit, but once I listened to it, you weren't even that anyways.
Oh no.
And number 7, I got Fozzy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Fozzy's
Boombox.
album. And it sucks because I love Chris Jericho. I love
Same.
Chris Jericho with all my
Come on.
heart, but this album just did not hit for
Chris-
me. This is worse than it was Do You Want to Start a War? That was worse than this. And that is saying something. But Jericho's voice, I don't know what happened to his voice then, but it looks like he didn't put any effort at all. And it's tough because everyone else around him is a great guitarist and great drummer around it. But Jericho just did not hit it at a park. There's some decent songs in there, but nothing too extravagant. All right, so Josh, what's your number 6?
All right. So number 6 is an album by an artist that I grew up listening to as a child. Well, as a young kid, back in middle school and high school. Dope Don't Sell Itself by 2 Chainz.
Really?
This album, I listened to it. At first, I love a lot of 2 Chainz' older stuff. A lot of his new stuff is not his. It doesn't sound the same anymore. I like a lot of his older work, but this album, I couldn't get I really just couldn't get the feel behind it, and it just didn't make me excited to listen to it. I mean, there were a couple songs that I liked, but it didn't age well after listening to it a second time for me.
All right, it's number 6 for me, and we'll get to Jason's number 5.
Okay.
For number 6 for me, I got Weezer.
Ooh.
Oh man, this kind of pains me to say, but what the fuck was this? First of all, what type of season shit you doing, y'all? Come on. I understand you're trying to do something different, but at least put some heart to it. This had no heart to it. And when I listen to these 3 or 4 EPs that they have, it's just nah. It's just
Yeah.
not for me. All right, Jason, what's your number 5?
Okay. Number 5. This is gonna be a little painful, but "And So Far" by Slipknot.
Really?
Wow.
It didn't feel like the OG Slipknot. It's it. Some of the songs were good, I'll say that, but most of it wasn't that good. It didn't really hit the same as some of the OG albums.
Really? Wow. You will see it later in my list, but it's not my worst albums. I'll give you that. I have a different opinion about that. So, Josh, what's your number 5?
It was the same as yours, my friend. Seasons by Weezer. And you want to know why? I'm not the biggest. I'm not like, when you're a fan of a band, you're like and you're really into the music. You're like a big fan. Like you have pretty much any. I'm not a big Weezer fan, but I like some of their stuff. But some of the stuff they've been putting out lately, forget it. Like Van Weezer was one thing I didn't really like. It wasn't an album that got me excited to listen to them. But this, oh man, this was just a complete clusterfuck.
Yeah, that's how I describe it too.
Yeah, Season Spring, I think it was called. I'm like, what the hell?
They had different ones. It was like winter, spring, summer, autumn, all this type of shit. So, all right, so let's get to number 5. Panic Disco.
Yeah,
Panic at Disco without
I think we
question
could
for
all
me.
agree.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. When the first single came out, I was so deflated with that one. I was very very deflated, and the whole album just does not do well at all. Again, the most of this album just had no life to it, and the wasting his voice, I cannot stand it. I'm sorry, I
Oh,
cannot
Brendan
stand
Urie.
his voice, no matter how much effort he tries. It just flat out annoys me. It just is. All right,
Yeah.
so Jason, number 4, numero cuatro.
Number 4, Bad Reputation Kid Rock.
What? Yeah, you kind of lagged out a little bit.
You lagged out. Just
Oh,
say,
Bad Reputation Kid Rock.
oh.
Oh, I forgot to put that on there.
It just wasn't a good album.
And plus, fuck Kid Rock.
And yeah, screw him. Him as a person is a
Oh, I don't want to
dumbass.
say what he is.
I'm not getting into
That's what
it.
he is.
His voice is not right for music anyway.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not anymore.
It's one of those things. It's
Not
kind of
anymore,
like
at
you
least.
you turn into music, and then you turn to like try to turn to a political figure. Like, come on. It's supporting the wrong people, by the way. Let's get that out of the way. Um, Josh, number 4.
Number 4, I think this one you might laugh at it just because, we all hate them and we all think they suck. Mercury Act 2 by the one and only Imagine Dragons.
I forgot about.
Now, as a kid, I used to like Imagine Dragons, because they had a lot of breakout songs, like Thunder, Believer, and all those songs, you'll like in the 2000 that were good in the 2000s. But after a while, I was like, I just can't seem to like them anymore. They just came out and all their stuff was the same shit, and it was terrible. And then I just listened to them. You know what? I gotta see why they suck. But it's Imagine Dragons. What do you expect? I mean, I'm not really a fan anymore, so that's
No,
why I
no.
put it there. And plus, that album sucked.
Yep. As Joe Filippino once said, this album sucks. Um, goddamn, by the way. Um, number 4, I got Skillet.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that album.
Dominion, Dominion, Dominion.
Dominion.
Once again, y'all tried to prove some shit that you don't know information about, and that led you to go down once again.
Right.
I will admit this. I did like Skillet's early work, but once they were kind of supporting against women's rights or anything like that, that's when my kind of whole respect and my playlist just got more smaller when I listened to it made more, just because of that, anyways. And this album, once again, is the same problem that Legendary had. It's the same shit repeating
Yeah.
itself, and it just feels like an ongoing cycle of shit you try to talk about, but don't have information about, or you try to preach so much about something, even though you don't act like that certain thing anymore. They preach about, trying to be like the man above, even though you don't show the love to any other people that has a different opinion than you. I'm looking at
Absolutely.
you, John Cooper. But yeah, that album really did not do anything for me. And when we get to the top three, you're gonna see where my most kind of lies. And I also got to mention, um, Five Finger Death Punch got 2.5. Jairus got 2. Fozzy got 2. Weezer got 1.5. Pancake Disco got a 1 out of 10. Skillet got a 0.
Fair enough.
So there you go. Jason, number 3.
3. Welcome Home Varsity.
Ooh, why that?
I say the lead singer's voice was not it. It it was not enjoyable. The same vibe wasn't there as from their other albums.
I get it. All right. What's your number 3, Josh?
Number 3. This is an album I found out about the last minute, being in the rap discography for this year. And it's by an artist that I actually enjoy listening to, but some of his music now is just kind of the same. The Last Someto by Youngboy.
I didn't know where you go with that. I thought you were gonna say somebody else.
I didn't know Youngboy released an album this year, and I've liked his music over the years, but a lot of his shit is the same. It's like,
Yeah.
a lot of his flows. I mean, he's got a nice flow. He's good, but like a lot of his music's the same. It's like it never changes. But this album for me, like I like a lot of his older stuff, but this album for me, I just couldn't get excited for it. But yeah, I hope he comes out with something new next year, and maybe it's better than this. But
We'll see.
just wait till you hear what my number 1 is, because it's pretty obvious. I won't say what it is, but
Oh, you're gonna think my number 1 is gonna be somebody, but he released an album and it got removed off Spotify. But I was able to listen to it, and I think it sucks. We're gonna talk about that when we get there.
yeah.
All right, so we're at number 3, and I'm gonna say Drake's "Honestly Never Mind."
Yes.
Oh God. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, so again, kind of Josh was kind of sad about his take. This is why very last minute, and this album should never exist in the first place. Because first of all, the first 9 or 10 songs were kind of like elevator music. It was legit elevator music over and over again. I just was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what?
If you listen to that album, it's literally fucking elevator music.
It's legit elevator music. And then you show up for Jimmy Cooks with 21 Savage. Where was all that and the rest of the album? Come on. At least put some heart to your work, man, because you're recent shit, Drake. I'll be honest. Except for the one this year we did with 21 Savage with a collab. But your solo work now has gone pretty stale. But you always get carried by somebody, either by production or you're carried by co-artists. No matter it's Future or 21 Savage, you get carried. You cannot do solo shit anymore. I'm sorry. All right, Jason, number 2.
I could agree with that, though, kind of.
Number 2, Dominion Skillet. Because fuck Skillet.
No, I don't want to.
Answer.
Nobody wants to anyways. I mean,
actually,
for those
nobody wants to do that.
probably the per white version, probably.
So Skillet, they're not a good band anyway. They've always been shit anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And this album still has not improved their work.
Yeah. Nope.
All right. We're going to number 2. And what you guys say?
All right. So number 2, same thing as Lucas. Honestly, Never Mind by Drake. Now, okay. Story time. It was when the clock hit midnight, I looked earlier in the day, I looked at Drake's Instagram and I saw there was a new album he was coming out with. I'm like, okay, I love Drake. Honestly, like, Drake is one of my favorite artists. I like a lot of his music, especially his older stuff. But like Lucas said, like, Drake solo wise has not had a good year. And when I first, like, literally, I remember I was like, okay, Drake's got a new album. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it, like, like every other Drake fan would. So I put this album on. I play the first song, and it's literally a fucking dance album. I'm like, Drake, you're a rapper, not Marshmello. You're not a DJ. Who produced this shit? And I'm like, oh my god. After one song, I think I was done. I literally turned it off. But then, like, Drake this year, like Lucas said, he's good at getting collab with other artists, which I'll get into later. But Drake's solo work, I don't know, man. Drake, you gotta stop with this, like, poetic bullshit. I mean, okay, I did like some stuff on Certified Lover Boy, but that album didn't really do so well. I really didn't care for it. This album sucked. I mean, it was basically Marshmello on a Drake album.
Basically.
And like Lucas said, elevator music. But
yeah,
hooks with 21 Savage, where was that for the whole album?
Where was the effort, man?
I guess that teased a collab between 21 and Drake, and 21 Savage don't disappoint, which I'll get into later. But yeah, Drake, I love you, man, but come on. I mean, he's going on tour next year, so I don't know for what, but we'll see if he comes out with anything new next year. Kind of curious.
All right, so number 2 for me, we talked about it. Josh talked about it, and number 2 for me, it'd be surprising not my number 1 because it was a number 1 for a long time, but something else take over that. It pissed all over it. No pun intended. So number 2 goes to the blonde-headed idiot, pink hair idiot, rainbow hair idiot. The one is sucking more blood than probably anywhere else, and probably dressing up like Jesus, and probably making focus on his knees like pretty much like a little minion. That is Machine Gun Kelly, mainstream sellout at number 2. Okay, let me talk to you about this. Let me pull my best LA night here. Let me talk to you. So, let's talk about this, man. I was so invested in this album just because I want to see how bad it can get. And mainstream sellout just reproves that because this one, oh god, what the fuck was that? First of all, you ripped off Green Day's Brain Stew. Let me get that out of the way. With paper cuts, you ripped that shit off. Second of all, your last song on the album absolutely sucked. And then what were the title names? And what the features in it too? This really does prove, like, no matter what you feature with, or even the bigger artist, you cannot do anything. And Travis Barker is gonna do whatever. He's a man for money. He don't care, who he collabs with.
He don't care if he works with you, MGK. He just wants the money.
Exactly.
He's going on tour again with Blink, so he don't care about you no more.
Exactly. And Machine Gun Kelly, again, and I said it before, I say it again, continues to slap in the face of other people that put in the work in the rock and metal genre. Everyone else, that doesn't have a brain, consider him to be even pop punk and rock or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even though we switched over because Eminem destroyed his career.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you want to go around and kind of go around trying to attack Corey Taylor for no reason. And you got destroyed too by the other fans.
You got destroyed by Slipknot's whole fan base.
own fan base. They didn't do anything. Corey Taylor didn't say a damn word. You apologize, but for what cost?
And then you go ahead making fun of the emo kids.
Exactly. Make fun of them with your emo girl song. One of the worst songs of the year I heard.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with that.
Kind of like you were dying in the studio way before you recorded
Exactly. It was like that. And he made some of Megan Fox. Did not work. Why would Megan Fox date this guy?
It's
But
called.
we'll get to number
it's
one.
called I Have a Childhood Crush. But look at a positive relationship on the other side. Look at Haley and Justin. Look at them. She was a fan. She dated him. And now everything's nice. Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
unlike these two, Megan Fox dates guys to suck blood.
And you know what the thing with that too? I had somebody that support this guy. You know, he used to go to my church or whatever. And it was at our Ravine concert as well. And MGK opened for her. And I was just kind of like, why do you support this fucking dude?
Why do you like this guy?
Why would you support a problematic version of Ronnie Raggedy? Why would you?
And a less tattooed version of Ronnie Raggedy.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, we're not going to talk about him. He's dead. But let's get to number one. Jason, I know what your number one is, but go ahead and just say it.
Well, you guys pretty much talked about it already. It's Mainstream Sellout by MGK.
Yeah, throw tomatoes at it. Boo, tomatoes, boo.
I mean, you guys already said it. Fuck him. He's barred anyway, so we're. But this is gonna be the only time we'll bring him up again.
For now, unless he does something else. So, Josh, what's your number one?
All right, so my number one is definitely an album that I've hated all year. I mean, not hated. I love the artist, but this album itself. But before I get into my number one, I'm gonna add like an honorable mention, worst album for me. After listening to it, I'm gonna add "Love Sucks" by Avril Lavigne as an honorable mention. I love Avril. I mean, I hate that she'll work with, talentless loser like pink-headed prick over there, but I love Avril Lavigne. I respect her cold-heartedly, but her old stuff just is so much better. And Avril Lavigne, she's iconic, but I just didn't think that album was exciting. But my number one worst album of the year, it's pretty obvious. It sucked. "Come Home, the Kids Miss You" by Jack Harlow. Now, I love Jack Harlow personally. I like some of his work. I respect him. Jack Harlow, let me tell you, he's got a nice flow. And I know people compare him to Eminem. I'm like, dude, don't compare him to Eminem at all. Like, I know he's a white rapper from Kentucky, big deal. But he's good, but this album alone just didn't do well at all. It literally was so bad. I gave it a 2. It literally was. I literally played. I was like, oh, Jack Harlow has his debut album. This was his very first album, I believe. Or I think very first studio album, because he's oh no, this was his third album. His other album, like his debut project, only had 7 songs. This was like his very first like full length album that he released, and I only liked 3 songs out of it. Like, the features on it were okay. I mean, he had Pharrell Williams, he had Drake, Justin Timberlake, Lil Wayne, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but it just didn't really. After like one song, I just got bored of it. But First Class, I get it. It was all over TikTok this year. It was a viral hit, and I get it. It was a viral hit from his album, but it was just so overplayed. Like, First Class is the only song that people pretty much overplay so many times. I mean, you have hits like Dua Lipa. Like that was an only good song that I pretty much enjoyed listening to. Like his flow was nice. He had a nice rhythm to the beat, and it was that one was just all good. But you had Drake carry you on Churchill Downs, and I Got a Shot was a good song because title makes sense. But I just I love you, Jack. But I think this album was just it was mid. I think in my opinion, but yeah, number one, "Come Home the Kids Miss You" by Jack Harlow. I hope Jack has some good music next year. So you know I don't hate him. Just this album didn't do well.
Oh, you like him a number one. And I don't know, again, the cover art could be fake, but I'm gonna give you all something. This man released music out of his prison cell for some reason. I don't know how he did it. But number one, because he released an album and it got deleted off Spotify and all streaming platforms, the ultimate piss lord himself, R. Kelly. R. Kelly, if y'all didn't know, he released an album this year.
Really?
Yes, he did.
I think I heard something about that, but I don't listen to R. Kelly, so we're even.
No, okay. And as a
I'll
tell,
give you
I
believe
admit it. This okay. First of all, your lawyers trying to defend you, and now you make this. Now they don't want to defend you anymore. Second of all, R. Kelly always had this thing about production, but this is very, very overproduced. And the lyrics to it too. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? First of all, you just admit of what you did as a fellow crime. You just you basically admitted that you're a pedophile.
Just
First
a
of all,
minute.
how you first of all released this damn record in your prison cell? You're in prison for good reason.
And for a very,
For,
very personal reason too.
exactly. So that is my worst album of the year. I know MGK, he's a piece of shit, but R. Kelly,
An even bigger one.
exactly. At least they both should be in jail, but you know what? It's fine. At least one of them is. All right, let's get into our best stuff. Josh, how many you have?
All right, so this is not like worst out, like worst, and this is not an ordinary order. So at number 10, of course, I got to put this on my list. Up for the late great Rocket Man himself. Only Built for Infinity Links by Quavo and Takeoff. You know, before Takeoff's death earlier this year, I was looking forward to something different from Migos themselves without Offset. Whatever beef happened, look where it ended up. Unfortunately, it happened. Where that you couldn't fix the beef between like everyone knows Migos' is family. They're all related to one another, and Quavo and Takeoff wanted to do something. As uncle and nephew, like they wanted to do something like they wanted to give Takeoff the spotlight because he was kind of the backbone of the Migos as like a trio. So when I saw this, I'm like, no Offset. I'm like, okay, something different for a change. And they literally like promoted this album to the notch. Like a lot of the features they had on this album was insane. Like you had, I'm actually gonna look at the features. Like Quavo and Takeoff, they really had a lot of great songs on this album. From Nothing Changed, Hotel Lobby was a good one. Chocolate to the Bone. Like they had a lot of good songs on this album. Tony Stark's, and basically their album revolved around them as family. And they had Summer Walker on this album. They had Birdman, Gucci Mane, a couple of the people they're close to in the industry. Young Thug and Gunna, of course. I don't want to go anywhere with Young Thug, but you
Yeah.
know
All right.
they had
So how many?
Mustard and a lot of other good out. Like this whole album was good, and without Offset on it, it really, really didn't matter to me. me being a big fan of the Migos themselves, but it was something different. That's what I really liked about it. It was just Quavo and Takeoff bonding as a family, making music, and that's what I thought of it was. But the Rocket Man, unfortunately passed away the day after the Messy music video was released, and now this album just hurts listening to it. Like hearing his voice is bringing a tear down everyone's eye, but at number 10, only Built for Infinity Links is the spot.
All right, so you have 10. Jason, how many do you have?
For the best songs,
Best songs, best albums. Where you want to go with it?
For best albums, I have 10. Best songs, I have 5.
All right, get your 5 out of the way.
Okay, so number 5, Miracle, A Day to Remember. Number 4, this is a little controversial, but after hearing it on AEW, it grew on me. Zombified.
Okay. I'll give you some.
May I have your permission to say the band?
Yeah, you go in. Go ahead.
Falling in Reverse.
Go ahead.
Obviously, the lead singer is a piece of shit. I do not like him at all. But the song, I'll separate the art from the artist just for this case.
Exactly.
Okay?
I'll give you that. Number 3.
Number 3, Ripped Habit by Beartooth. Hello, Sid.
There we go.
Number 2, Hi Julian, Paralyzed by Conquer Divide.
Let's go. Yep.
Number 1, Guiding Light by Caskets.
I haven't listened to it yet. I need to listen to it.
Yeah, I have 10 songs, but I'll get those out of the way
So those are my best songs.
All right, Josh, you go ahead if you want to.
Oh, for the songs? I mean, I was doing...
No, he doesn't want to.
I mean, I was doing my albums, but I'll go for number 9.
No, you can do albums. Me, you can do.
All right. I have songs, though, but I'll do that last. All right, so for number 9, I have...
Wait, I didn't go yet, you idiot.
Oh, go ahead.
All right, hold on. Jason, how many? You have 10, right?
I have 10 best albums.
All right, I have 13, so I'm just going to get them out of the way. All right, so I'm going to go 13 to 11, and Jason, you do number 10, and you get to number 9, and then we'll do your best songs, because Josh, I'll let you last, because you get the honors. Number 13, I have Slipknot. Now, I know Jason put on his worst albums, and I get it, why people don't like it. It's basically, the split of the magnets, but I like it. I think it's an upgrade from We're Not Your Kind. I really think it is, my personal opinion.
I guess that's true, yeah.
And I definitely think there's some great songs. I love Hive Mind. I love Warranty. Warranty is my personal favorite of all of them. Chop Chop Ride grew on me a lot. Dying Songs from my personal favorite. I love the single. I love Yen. Adderall grew on me a little bit, even though it's different. The Sada grew on me a lot. Finale grew on me a lot. A lot of these songs just grew on me over time. So I'll give it that. At number 12, I got The Weeknd. Yes. So, and again, it's not like what the last album was, but still a great album. And The Weeknd has amazing creativity. At number 11, I got I Prevail.
Body Bag.
Is it? No, True Power. It's called True
Power, yeah. Body Bag was the
one of the songs in there, yeah. And that's actually one of my personal favorites too. I love Fuck What You Know. I love that song in there too. Body Bag is definitely up there too. But just going back, they kind of put their own words a little bit with, with the two singers, with the clear and unclear vocals. Definitely a great album to have. Definitely is. For damn sure. And number 10, and I'll let Jason go for number 10 next. For number 10, I got Harry Styles.
Harry's House.
His new album came out. So I actually got this from Sid. Shout out to Sid, by the way. Sid was kind of like, hey, Harry Styles released an album. I'm like, wait, he did? What the fuck? So I was kind of like, okay, I want to listen to it or whatever. And I did. And I really do love it. I love how different each song was. Late Night Talking is my personal favorites off the album. And music for Sushi Restaurant. There's one very emotional record I can't name top of my head of, but it made me cry. Harry Styles had an amazing voice, one of the best vocalists in One Direction, in my personal
Definitely, dude.
opinion.
I love Harry.
Harry is really great in my personal opinion. Glad he's doing very well, solely. I really think he is the best successfully as a solo artist
Absolutely.
out of all the One Direction members. So, yeah. Jason, what's your number 10?
Number 10. I'll go for Requiem by Korn.
Very good album. I had that on my this year.
Yes.
That was such a good album. I actually really enjoyed the effort that was
Yeah.
that was in there. They're they still have it. The lead singer still has the voice.
Jonathan Davis is so
Jonathan Davis is still talented as he is today. That deserves at least number 10. It's not really number 1 worthy, but it's still number 10 worthy. So that's great.
Yeah, I hate how people just say that album was bad this year just because they say, "Oh, Korn," they're not really the same. But honestly, Jonathan Davis has that like as much as of the fucking freak he is, bro. He's such a badass on stage and literally in the studio. Like that man can still fucking sing. I don't care what anyone says. Jonathan Davis can still fucking sing to this very fucking day. I don't care. You can say Korn's new stuff is bad. Like, look at the Nothing. Like, the Nothing was just as good as Requiem, but what can you don't like it? Fuck it.
That's on you. All right, Josh, what's your number 9?
Number 9. So, but I said for number 11, I added The Weeknd's Dawn FM because The Weeknd just puts out any masterpiece he can. But for number 9, we have Megan Thee Stallion's debut album, Traumanies.
Oh, really? I forgot she did.
So this is her debut studio album. Well, this is her official. She's had albums that EPs or mixtapes that had very few songs, but to me, out of any female rappers besides Nicki Minaj that I have listened to, Megan Thee Stallion just has the biggest heart for people, her fan base. Like, she is just the most down to earth, sweetest person for the female rap community. And she's just a very smart, talented individual. I don't care what anyone says. Her music, this was a kind of a dark, like a personal side of her. This album was more about her personal side, and the album cover was just something that I really liked about the album cover was just 3 different faces of her, and it was just so cool. Some of the songs on it were just amazing. Megan Thee Stallion is a very talented artist in the rap scene today, and a lot of people have respected her work, not just as a person, but they respect her work too. But yeah, so I have Traumanies as number 9 on my list.
All right, so Jason, what's your number 9?
Number 9. I'll say The Weeknd, Dawn FM.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The Weeknd knows how to put out any masterpiece, and he can still do it just from this album as well. Going on from that album, a lot of great songs there. I really like it.
Like, if you thought After Hours was just as good as Dawn FM, they're literally in the same category.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Number 9. Number 9 for me is Motionless in Light.
Motionless.
Scoring the End of the World.
Scoring in the world. Let me talk to you about this one. All right, let's start off again. To start out, me and Jason recorded this one. I think it was me and him. I don't think anyone else was there. I don't know. I don't remember. But Masterpiece made me cry. Proclaiming is my personal favorites. Werewolf is great. Scoring the End of the World with Mick Gordon there was awesome. Red, White, and Blue grew on me. It fucking grew on me with K.O. Shomo. It was mixed in. You don't really hear him as often. But it's still a really good song. Sign of Lights, really good. Werewolf, I said before, is really good. Cyber Hex, Weapon Because Motion was what he did with that one. But my favorite one of all of them is Slaughterhouse. With Brian Grease and Knock Loose. Man, let me tell you, Knock Loose featured to this fit absolutely perfectly with this song. Chris Mosh, as you know, just doing whatever he can, and Brian Grease is with that distinct voice. It worked very well, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people don't like. Some people don't like Knock Loose. I know some people on our podcast don't like Knock Loose. I get it, but more of my personal
Yeah.
opinion. It's my personal opinion. So, yeah, number 8 for you, Josh. What you got for number 8?
Oh, number 8. This is a album that came out very recently, and just by listening to it, it just went totally hard. Oh man, Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin.
Oh, really? You didn't release one?
Yeah, Metro Boomin came out with an album this year with a lot of great features. I really don't want to say one of them's names because of what happened earlier this year. With the whole tragedy, but I'll just say it anyway. He had many features from Future to The Weeknd, Travis Scott, you name it, like any of the biggest artists in the game. But a lot of the songs Metro Boomin had, they were just, oh my god, like one song, like if you listen to the one song with Travis Scott, you may have thought Travis Scott never lost a step ever since what happened, but he's had like 21 Savage, and he's had a lot of great artists on this album. So, I really enjoyed every feature that was on it. The producing was great because Metro Boomin is such a great producer, and he works with some of the greatest artists in the rap game. I really liked everything about it. So, number 8, I have Heroes and Villains by Metro Boomin.
Jason, number 8.
Number 8, boy.
Number 8, okay, that is Deadlock by Envisions.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that album because like it has a lot of heavy metal shit in there. The screams were very very talented there.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to talk about mine. All right, number 8, I have a band that is from Medical. And there's
Medical.
and there's a female band from Medical. They're the
That's awesome.
Latina band. So number 8, I have The Warning. I know a lot of people don't know him, and that's totally fine. But Julian, requested me. He's like, hey, you should. He gave me a
Cool.
list of bands to listen to, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this one. And I was like, holy shit, they're so talented. They mix it well with English, Espanol. Like they do it so well, and I love that shit. I love what they did with this one. It's a very good metal record that came out this year. And this one to me gets 9.8 out of 10, almost 10 out of 10. And so did Motions and White, and Harry got 9.5, and Ivanhoe got 9, and Slipknot got 8.5 out of 10. So there you go. And I'll get into my number 7 after Josh goes.
All right.
Danker.
So for my number 7, I thought this album, as good as it was, like we talked about it earlier, because of the certain artist that's involved. Number 7, Her Loss by Drake and 21 Savage. Now, in my opinion, this was Drake's comeback album. Like, where was all of this when you worked by yourself in the studio? Like, where was all this? Where was all this? Where was the Drake that we needed? Like, the Drake that we all know and love. But like Lucas said, Drake needs an artist to carry him or somebody. Both of them really didn't carry. I don't even know if they carried each other, but Drake and 21 Savage worked so well together. It blows my mind. Like they had so many good songs off this album that people loved. Like Rich Flex, Broke Boys, On BS. Like a lot of these songs that were on this album people like. And this was Drake's comeback. And like Drake didn't have such a good 2022 in terms of solo work, but this was his comeback album in my opinion. Like he really, you know, sounded better voice wise and really took that time to, say, my last 2 albums, were kind of shit. Some artists can say, their albums are bad just by the way they sell or, how bad in terms of the way they're produced or whatever you want to say. But in my opinion, I thought this was Drake's comeback. Like, he went off the hook with this, and with 21, as the collab, that's what I liked about it. Like, Drake and 21 work so well together. So
They do.
number 7 is Her Loss.
All right, number 7, Jason.
Number 7, that will go to The Deep by Glasslands.
Okay.
This is one album that I
Yeah,
completely forgot, but I just remembered it today.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember the streamer is a drummer in the band.
Yeah, Brandon.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
a good friend of Sid's. Good friend.
Yeah, so
Great.
a good shout out to the both of them. So yeah, this album definitely has a bunch of great songs in there, and some good relaxing songs there too. And I don't have a favorite, but I'll say every song is good.
Mm-hmm. All right. So number 7 for me goes to Red Hand Denial.
Oh yes.
Gotta get into that one. Father said that album slapped so much when I listened to it. I don't know if it was there for the review.
You
But,
were.
I was. All right. Yeah. Well, it did slap. Honestly, I'll be honest. It was my number 4 or 5, but it went down a lot of spots because of the other releases that came out this year. So, still 10 out of 10 album. If you haven't listened to it, please go ahead. All right. So number 6, Josh. Fuck, can't get my
All right,
words
so
right.
number 6, this is the first time of the specific genre I have on here. I have put a Latin album on the list this year for the first time because this guy, I will definitely say, as much as I like some Latin music, urban Latin music, like rap, Spanish rap. So, and we all know a certain person that we all love in this genre. So I put his album on the first time on the list. Un Verno Sin Ti by Bad Bunny.
Yes.
Bad Bunny is everybody's favorite Latin artist. I'm like, everybody's asked, who's your favorite Latin artist? Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny. Everyone loves Bad Bunny. I just, if you can't get behind the guy, I don't know what to tell you. This dude goes off the charts. Like, Bad Bunny's amazing. And whatever he does is literally, incredible. Like yesterday, I literally saw a post on Instagram. He literally, in Puerto Rico.
He
had
a gas station in Puerto Rico.
Yeah. The dude literally is in Puerto Rico, goes on top of a gas station roof and performs a whole concert for free for the whole people in Puerto Rico. Like, I said on my Instagram, Bad Bunny's for the people, which is true because, I really like that. That's really like dedication to your fans, and just that whole album had a lot of great hits. Like Titi Mi Pregunto. I can't even get that tongue twister.
I can try it. You want me to look it up? I can.
Yeah, there were a lot of good songs on his album this year, and the meaning of the album too, I think, meant like a lonely summer or something, or it had something to do with summer. That is what I know. Now I know he went on tour for it. I think this year's. Oh no, I don't know if he's going on tour for this album this year. I know he went on tour for his other album, but for number 6, I have Un Verno Sin Ti by Bad Bunny.
Yes, I like it. I like it. There you go. I'll say. All right, so number 7, Jason. Number 6. My bad. Number 6.
Okay, so number 6, yes. Misery Made Me by Silverstein.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna see it later in my list.
That was kind of a deep album, man. You know what? The meanings were really deep, and it definitely got us into our feelings. In a great way.
Exactly. All right, so Pete the Fire. So number 6 for me. I'll say another band that Julian recommended for me. So this album is, I don't remember the name, but I remember the artist. But maybe it's Mayfire. had some kind of album this
I
year.
actually got into them this year.
Yeah, I got into it this year, and Julian, had a really rough time during this time. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna listen to this to make sure what he feels. And when I listened to this, I was like, holy shit, this one got me. And when I look at the meetings and anything like that, it hit close to home. It hit close to
Yeah.
home, and I really do love this record that they have put out this year. It's a really good metalcore album, and I definitely think metalcore,
We need more
it
metal.
has its hits, it has its misses, but this one damn sure was a hit for damn sure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. So now we're getting to the top five. So
Yeah. There.
Josh, what you got?
All right, number 5, I got Harry's House by the one and only Harry Styles.
Love you.
I haven't listened to a lot of pop music in a while, but Harry Styles just I have to say out of every One Direction member, he's had the most success. I think he's the one that's the most popular besides from Niall at least. And Louis as well. Like Louis' album this year I think was, okay. It could have been better. But Harry, man, let me tell you, Harry Styles' album was just amazing. Like you had hits from Late Night Talking and a lot of other great hits, and just the album as well. And just like as it was, the song that blew up this year was just insane. So yeah, number 5, I'm gonna go Harry's House. Such a great album, and plus Harry's had a lot of success this year. Great person, and a great writer. So, you know, yeah, we got Harry's House in number 5.
Yeah. All right, anyways, um, Jason, number 5.
5. This band isn't talked about much, but Impaired by Ghost.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about this band as much, but I'll say this band is not that bad. I actually enjoy a couple songs from this band, and I like this album too. Call Me Little Sunshine is probably one of their best songs there. But a good majority of the songs on the album and some of the other ones are actually really really cool. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I like it. I like it. Number 5 for me, Lorna Shore. Let me
Lorna
tell
Shore.
you, this right here is a great example of storytelling and great fucking writing.
What we
This
got?
what
I said what we got.
I got Lorna Shore.
All right.
This one is great storytelling, and the ending of this record made me sob like a baby, man. Just great storytelling from start to finish, and Will Ramos has a great fucking scream, great fucking vocals for him. It's just the band overall, it just sounds incredible. This is one of those deathcore bands that can really give you emotional as well. And
Right.
I don't really listen to a lot of deathcore. That's the thing. I don't really expand on that. Now I should. I'm expanding on that shit now because I love this shit. I love the screaming, just screaming the lungs out. I just love it. So definitely a great album to start it and great storytelling. I get into great storytelling when we get to number 1. So let's go number 4. Josh.
All right, number 4 is no brainer for me. I got Patient number 9 by Ozzy Osbourne. Oh my god. Literally, the first night I listened to this whole album, I mean, it took me like 2 days to listen to it because there were so many songs on that whole album, but dude, I take his 2020 album as a way of the personal side of Ozzy, but as a way of this album is the Ozzy we all know and love. I love Ozzy Osbourne. Like this album represented him as being, the Prince of Darkness we all know and love, and so I loved almost every song. The features were great, and yeah, there's not really much left to say. So number 4, Patient number 9 by Ozzy Osbourne.
All right, so number 4 for you, Jason.
4. I'll go with "Scoring the End of the World" by Motionless in White.
Yeah.
This has some pretty deep meanings. Masterpiece was great. Pretty much the entire album I actually really liked.
I definitely think I would say this. It definitely is not better for me than Disguise that came
Yeah.
out. But definitely, top 3, my personal opinion. Definitely top 3, top 5. Definitely gonna be up there for me. Number 4, Silverstein.
Okay.
All right, so Jason kind of did talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna go kind of a little bit deeper, or just kind of talk about my personal opinion about it. So this one was my number 2 for a while until other bands came out, and over time, it just did not go my top 3. But overall, this album was very, very good. Very, very good album. And we listened to their earlier work, I believe, or we did or not. I think we did. But I would say this: from to back then to present, they have done a lot of great things of this record. I love the last song of the album. That last song always will stick with me no matter what. Just made me cry at the end. I'll say that. So yeah. All right, now we get into top 3. Josh.
All right, number 3 for me is "Omens" by Lamb of God. Uh, Lamb of God, man. Their lead singer Randy Blythe, creative dude, great writer. Just this album had a lot of great songs, and I like the production, the guitar work, just everything about it was so good. Lamb of God, they never disappoint. So yeah, for number 3, I have Lamb of God's. This is their latest album, Omens.
Yes. Jason, number 3.
Same as Josh. "Omens" by Lamb of God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I actually really like that album. It's definitely one of the heaviest ones I've ever listened to this year, aside from the Lorna Shore album.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. All right, so number 3 for me goes to Hailstorm.
All right.
Yes, I listened. I finally gave it a chance with the Hailstorm. My cousin, who by the way paid my nails, but nail polish is off, and I'm sad. Um, but when I listened to this, I'm like, wait a minute, this is Hailstorm. How the hell didn't get it to me earlier? Because Julian did a review of this album, and I was like, okay, it sounds great, so I'm gonna listen to it myself.
Right.
And holy shit, oh man, this one just hit it out of the park for me. And this one was a number 3 for a while until another band came up, and I'll talk about that when we get there. But this album was incredible. Back from the Dead and Strange Girl, The Stepper, just incredible songs from there. Great album from start to finish. If you haven't checked this album out, go ahead. It's not end of the year just yet. We got about 2 days. Get your 2 days ready to go. All right, so Josh, you ready for number 2? Let me know.
Yeah, I'm ready. I got number 2. So number 2, I have to show some love to my favorite band, the band that got me into the metal world. The End So Far by Slipknot.
Why does it be that high?
So Slipknot, was the band. I mean, I had mixed thoughts at first, but listening to it a second time, you have to appreciate Corey Taylor. And
Yes.
you have to appreciate Corey Taylor's work, despite being its last album with Roadrunner Records. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do next with their own record label I think that's what the plan is next. They're supposed to have their own record label. I think Clown and a couple of the others were talking. I think mainly Clown was talking about it. I don't remember, but you know you have to appreciate some of the work that's on this album, some of the songs, Like Yen was pretty good. The Dying Song was good. H337. There's a
That
lot of
was a
good.
personal favorite too.
There's a lot of good songs on that album. There's very good, but a lot of people were mixed because it's something that you don't recognize for Slipknot. It's not their heavier side, but you gotta appreciate it. Despite what they do. So number two, I'm gonna go The End So Far by Slipknot. I gotta show love to my boys. They're my favorite band for a reason.
Yep. And I'll be honest, and I'll be honest with that. I personally agree. I think it's a great album. Is it their best album? No, it's not for me, at least. I definitely think Iowa and their self-titled is still up there, but it's in the
Yeah,
middle of the pack for me. I like, the Great Chapter. I like, the
Great Chat was great.
Volume 3. And, this one goes to number 5. I think it's better than I Hope Is Gone. And I definitely think better is We're Not Trying. That's what I
Yeah.
personally think. And, this album, again, representing the Corey Taylor, he can do different things. He can sound like, he's singing for a while, like kind of like Stuff Sour, or he can sound like he's just screaming his lungs out. But, with Corey Taylor now, he's not what the Iowa or Slipknot, era. And there's the thing about that people don't understand is that you destroy your vocals, once you scream a lot.
Oh yeah.
And, Corey Taylor, he had to professionally do his voice. So that's why it sounds more different than what he does now. Like, a lot of people want that. But Corey Taylor, he does not want that. I don't think he does because Corey Taylor doesn't have the voice he has when he was like 20 or 30.
Right. He's like in his
He
40s
doesn't
now.
have that anymore. And when you scream like he did with raw, vocals, your voice is going to wear out. And you're not going to
Exactly.
sound the same as you do. So that's why you have to sound like you're terrifying if you get professionally done. So just wanted to get that out of the way. I definitely think the split of the magnets. Slipknot is not going to fall off because Slipknot is getting new fans every single day.
Right.
Every single day, Slipknot's getting new fans, and this album is representing that. So, yeah. And plus, Warranty had a Tortilla Man and a backing vocals. And let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Tortilla Man.
Tortilla Man, I know he's not like Chris. I know he's not like the liar himself, but Tortilla Man has a great distinct voice.
He does.
So I'll give him that. Number 2 for me though. Moving on. It goes to Ultra Bridge. Pawns and
Oh
Kings.
yes.
This album's fucking slapped. When you have, two people, one of the guitarist, I believe, was singing and one of the other songs. And Miles actually was shredding guitar. That one surprised me as well. And this album, Miles really does put his stamp as one of the greats. As we all know him for what he did with the Judgment Day and Edge, strictly Edge, what he did for Edge.
Mm-hmm.
But this album just take it to a different level. I had this album on repeat for a reason. It's just banger after banger after banger every single time.
Yeah.
And it's just great. And one of my personal favorites from it, I think it's the Label of the Sun or something like that. But, the Fable of the Sun, something like that. But great record. Ultra Bridge, always been great. I love the last album they did, had the other side in there. So, great album. All right. So, what is your best album of the year, Josh?
Lucas, you're gonna like this one. My number one album of the year, and I think out of the rap world, I think this dude made a huge comeback. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar. Let me tell you something right now. I don't care. I kind of wanted to put Takeoff and Quavo's album at number one, but I'm like, Kendrick just this year alone, I was like waiting for a Kendrick album so bad. 2017 was the last one, and I'm like, where's new Kendrick music? Like, I miss Kendrick, man. I miss like hearing his music, but this album I really enjoyed it. Like, it really took a very different level of Kendrick's music and his work. He's definitely one of those rappers, lyrically that I enjoy listening to, and I could relate to some of his songs. And Kendrick just went off the handle with this whole entire album. I love the songs like N95 was good. The Heart Part 5. Like, there were just so many great songs. Like, this whole album was good. Like, no song was bad. Like, Kendrick knows, like, and Kendrick took his time with this album, and it was very conscious rap. It was, like, very personal, it was very, like, touching, and it's something I never seen of Kendrick before. Like, Damn, we had Damn, which was his last album, and it was very, aggressive style rap, but this one was kind of a different level of his music. Like, it was very conscious rap, very personal, you know, very, very sticky situations. And it was mainly about his family too. And, I had to put it at number one for a reason. It was probably the biggest comeback of an artist this year. Mainly a rapper. Like, out of any rapper this year with a big comeback, I think I give the award to Kendrick because he made a huge comeback, and that album was just insane. So number one is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers by Kendrick Lamar.
Which number one, Jason?
How about you take a guess?
I don't know. State champs? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
You got it right.
Oh shit!
Kings of the New Age.
I forgot they released an album this year.
Kings of the New Age by State Champs. Maybe I'm biased, but for real though, I think they deserve number one. Derek and the boys there made a great comeback. They haven't released an album since 2018. This year was their comeback. Everybody But You, Act Like That, Eventually. Those are actually my top songs. So I do have top favorite songs on that album. I'm not saying the whole album was good. I mean, it is good, but not every song is my favorite. But I think this album's worthy to be number one.
Josh, you read my mind. You read my fucking mind. Number one for me is Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers as well. Holy shit! I surprised you that was number one. I was surprised. So let's talk about it.
Too.
Let's talk about one of the songs and some of the songs there. Worldwide Stepper is one personal favorite. N95 was said.
N95, yeah.
Family's Thief. I think some with Thief in there. And then it was like, and then one of the catchiest things they push like, whoo. That's actually one of my my personal ones I love. And then you go into the end of one of my personal favorites. Is of Auntie Diaries. Auntie Diaries, my personal favorites. And I believe this one talks about, the auntie, is being trans, being a man now. And, Kendrick, is willing to accept it. And, it takes a hard time for him to accept it, and for him to get used to it. But it's a great message to, for the community out there. Because, a lot of people that are in the trans community are getting attacked, by the United States and by the government or anything like that. It continues to be a bad thing. And, a lot of those people don't see, trans people as humans. And, that's an unfortunate thing. And then we go into Murder Sober. That song was very, very emotional to me. And that made me cry 2 times. 2 times it made me cry. Because this one talked about generational trauma. Generational trauma that Kendrick had that he had to break. He had to break that cycle of his family. And that's a hard thing to do. To break the cycle from your family that is well known. And when Kendrick said he actually finally did it, and once it, he heard someone's voice, said you did it. Right. I got emotional because, I'm not the same, as my parents, and I'm not want to be like that. No disrespect to any of them. I definitely think they're great parents. but I want to be my own person. So that's what breaking the cycle kind of is. You trying to be something different that your parents don't want to be, and that's
Right.
a great emotional thing as well. At the end of the record to the start of the record was incredible from start to finish. And one of my personal favorites from that way he did was when he talked about, fighting with your spouse or your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that one was hit close home to me because, a while, this year I was in the relationship, at the beginning of the year. And I remember, some of those fights that me and my ex had, it was kind of like that. It wasn't yelling or anything like that, but it was very, very insensitive and very, very heartbreaking for me to see that true colors to come out of her and say, what she said to me. So yeah, it's a personal record that, is a great album. And this one get the highest one I ever rated an album. It's a 27 out of 10. Which, is a very high record for me. So yeah, Josh, what about you top 10 songs?
All
You
right,
want to go
so I'm
there?
gonna go them. I'm gonna go in like no necessary order, maybe just by how I list them or however I want. But I'll just rat through them. I'll probably just say why I chose these in like very short few words. So number 10, I have "Thousand Miles" by the Kid Laroi. The Kid Laroi for me as an artist, I like what he stands for. He not just can only rap, he can only sing, he could sing as well. And some of his like stuff, he talks about a lot of relationships, breakups. That's what you will hear in a lot of his songs. He's worked with Juice WRLD, Post Malone, a lot of big names in the music business, and he's only 18 years old and he's making it a bright future for himself. And I heard he has a new album on the way next year, and I'm really excited to see what he's got because he finished the Fuck Love trilogy. Um, but I really like what he stands for. He raps about his experiences with breakups and "Thousand Miles." I think for me as a song, it helped me through stress and anxiety. Not just because of the same situation, just the lyrics alone, and that's why I really like some of his songs. Like what he stands for and like how he sings about his breakups and his relationships is just insane. Like if you haven't checked him out, like he got big over "Stay" with Justin Bieber off one of his albums. So that's how he pretty much got really big. So and "Without You" too was one of his big hits. So that's number 10. Um, Number 9, this one hits kind of home for me. "Beat the Odds" by Little TJ. Little TJ, of course, rapper from my neck of the woods, New York City. Um, Earlier this year was shot 7 times and God bless him, survived. Uh, and he made a song. That song this year was about how he got shot 7 times and survived. And just the lyrics hit home. Like hearing about I don't know, like I almost thought being shot 7 times you would think you would have been just dead, but he survived 7 shots. I thought he would have almost been paralyzed, but he made that song from his hospital bed. And if you look at the album cover, it's basically him with a microphone and then him in a neck brace in his hospital bed, and just the lyrics hit home. Like that's what I really it just listening to it hit home for me. So um one honorable mention, I will say this song did come out on an album that came out the year before that, and then after listening to it for a couple of days, I'm going to put it on my honorable mentions list before I get into the next one. It's "Ghost" by Justin Bieber. uh it's such a powerful song. As much as a lot of people hate JB, that album, Justice, was just a powerful record. um JB talked about a lot of stuff, but "Ghost" was mainly the one song that um I listened to, and it really hits home. And it talks about times during COVID, and it's it's such a powerful song. If you listen to the lyrics, and it's about Justin Bieber's grandmother that passed away, Like some of the like if you go on Genius and you look at the lyrics, you'll get the meaning. But anyway, back to my list. Number 8, What's My Name with Queen Niah and Quilla Ray by another New York City native rapper, Fabio Foreign. I love the drill scene. The drill rap scene has been really popular as of late, and Fabio Foreign is one of my favorite rappers in that specific, in that field of rap. And What's My Name is just a song that just slaps, really goes hard. I really have nothing much else to say, but number 7, As It Was by Harry Styles. I mean, come on. How do you not love that? It's just a bop. You just. As it was, as overplayed as it is, I still love it. It's such a good song, and the lyrics are just, some of them mean, a lot of things that hit home. And Harry did a great job with that song. Like, his lyrics are just incredible. So I have that at number 7. 6, N95 by Kendrick Lamar.
Yep.
One song that I really liked was how it went from being, he kind of talked very slow, and then it went to be very fast. Like, he went into that rap part where you know him best as. So he kind of mixed it up on it, and I really liked how Kendrick did that. So I have N95 number 6. Number 5, Late Night Talking by Harry Styles. That song just, it's so groovy, and it's a bop. Like, you just get on, like, you hear the lyrics, you go, let's talk about this late night talk. Like, you just get along with it, like, and you just enjoy it as you go along. So
Yep.
I enjoyed that one as well. Number 4, I cannot wait for these guys to come out with a new album this year. I'm super excited that the original 3 are back. I have Edging by Blink 182.
Yes.
I'm really excited now that the original 3 guys are back. Mark, Tom, and Travis. They're all back together, and they have new music on the way. And I'm very curious to see how this album is going to be. And they're also going on tour next year. So, it's going to be crazy. Blink's back. The original guys are back. And it's crazy. Like, that song, like, when you hear it, it's very Blink. Very, very Blink as you know them as. So, number 3, I have Lux Eterna by Metallica. I cannot wait for their new album next year. When I heard Metallica came out with a new song, I'm like, oh, okay. I like the sound of this. I put it on, and I'm like, all right. And I hear James Hetfield's vocals, and I'm like, this is how he sounds, just like he was in the 80s. Like, his vocals sounded just like, the 80s James Hetfield. Like, if you listen to Metallica's albums from the 80s, like, and you compare it to Lux Eterna, it was so good. And Lars's drumming was just, insane as usual. He still got it. Kirk's guitar work, you know, he I love Kirk's rhythms. Like, his solos and rhythms, and his guitar work is just great. Like, he's one of the best guitarists in the metal scene. That's why I really like that song. Number 2, What Happened to Virgil featuring Gunna by Lil Durk. Off, I forgot what album it was off of, but that song I just really liked. I liked how I like Durk. I love Lil Durk. I think his flow is just incredible. He's a great artist. He goes hard, and I have really nothing else to say about the song. I just liked how Gunna was featured in it. Gunna had a nice flow in that track too. And number 1 is probably rap song of the year. Besides, probably not rap album of the year, but rap song of the year. Hotel Lobby by Quavo and Takeoff. R.I.P. to the Rocket Man. Just that song alone, it was when that song came out as a single to promote that album. I was saying, Quavo and no Offset was involved. I'm like, okay, so we got Quavo and Takeoff making music together. I like the sound of this, and I've clicked on. I'm like, all right, this is usual Quavo and I'm like, this sounds like Migos, but without Offset. But I'm like, okay, it sounds good no matter what. I'm not gonna discriminate because am I gonna cry that Offset wasn't on it? No. I mean, I appreciate Quavo and Takeoff doing work as a duo. Like them as a duo, thinking to yourself like Offset can go on his own, do his own work, and have the uncle and nephew do their thing as a duo, kind of make them as Migos. But Migos there's no Offset without Migos, in my opinion. But just this song alone, it showed what they can do as a duo. That's what I thought the song was. They can, like Quavo and Takeoff, they showed what this song meant and what they can do as a duo. So yeah, that's my number one.
All right, so now we're gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about what's gonna happen, with Crash and Burn,
Yeah.
and what we're gonna do. And I'll
Wait,
give
wait,
y'all
wait.
the
Hey, hang on,
gist.
hang on. Don't you want to talk about our favorite memories for the MoshCast this year?
Oh, let's go ahead, bro. Let's go ahead. Actually, with that too. All right, so let's start it off with me.
All right, what you got,
One of my
Lucas?
personal favorites, AJ. When he first started Bosch's intro,
Oh, AJ.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
AJ,
some moments.
AJ, AJ. I understand, we're a podcast, you get it mixed up. I love you, but come on. Come on, AJ, man. Come on, man. Yeah, damn boy. Another one that I remember clearly is Julian falling out his damn seat.
Oh my
Yep.
God.
Good times.
Falling out his ass. And
What
yes,
a nice
we
debut for Tom.
did have another member in there. But he's gone for a good reason. But he fucking fell he fucking fell. I was just start cranking up so bad. And then another one that I had, and this is the last one to talk about, is I said Let Him Bleed. And Sid just started singing Let Him Bleed by Slipknot. I'm just like, what the fuck? And we just
God
started
damn it,
singing
Sid.
randomly 2 songs. And I was just like, this is funny shit. This is some funny shit. But yeah, those are my top 3 right now. Going in my head. Jason, do you have any?
Remember Julian copied AJ's twirling around intro.
Yes! I forgot about that.
AJ started doing that as well during the same year, the beginning of the year as well. So pretty much just AJ twirling around in his chair.
Whee! Oh shit. Oh shit, I almost hit my knee on the wall.
And of course, Julian falling out of his chair. And also, when Julian was headbanging to a song, he took headbanging to a whole new level.
Yes.
By legit banging his head on his table.
Oh
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, one thing I forgot about. Oh my god, no. I forgot this was this year. When I put a hole in the wall.
That was during Bad Albums month, but
Bad albums.
might as well scrap that month anyway.
It was AJR. It was AJR, and we did. And
I mean, EJR is basically gonna give you fucking a headache anyways. So.
Yeah, it is. And I just started punching the wall, and I accidentally elbowed the wall. I elbowed it, and it got a dent on the wall, and it was like a big hole in the wall. And it's still not fixed to this day. We need to fix it. That is one of my personal favorites. And I can't believe I did that.
You legit did that. Oh my goodness.
Listen, Jason, I don't control my power, I just don't anymore. I do not have that.
Oh yeah.
So, Josh, you have any
Yeah, I got some moments I like. So one of them was basically, I guess you could say AJ being, funny as he is with his bocce intros and basically twirling around. Like, that to me was just funny. Like, he came up with that. That's his gimmick. So, I really like how he came up with that. Another one was definitely Julian falling off his chair. I wasn't there for that, but I just thought that was pretty funny. Like, those gaming chairs, you fall off one of those things. But with the wheels, so be careful. Another one is definitely AJ's bocce intro. I think I said that already, but I just said probably just saying AJ twirling around.
Just AJ just being AJ.
Oh, definitely one of them. This was funny. I think it was a MoshCast episode. It was AJ, and he had like Christmas pants on, and then he started to do his intro, and then Julian kicked him out. I just thought that was so funny. Like, he was in the middle of doing his whole shtick, and then he's like, "Oh wait, I got kicked out."
And then one of my favorites with AJ is Joe. You muted, you idiot.
You muted.
And then he said, "Let me finish my goddamn intro. The Mosh fucking cast."
Yeah, he just finished his intro. Like, you know.
Yes. Oh God, AJ. When did this motherfucker start dancing?
When
when this motherfucker start dancing?
All the times that he danced, yeah.
I don't know why.
My favorite
why
one
he
is
started dancing. You started twerking for the camera for one episode. I don't know why he started twerking. I was like, nah. You're not that Uzi. You're not gonna be that.
You're
Uzi
not
right
Uzi.
That is not Uzi at all. That is different Uzi right there. No, is
not at all.
not AJ.
I think AJ just takes the spot for all the funny shit.
No,
Yeah.
I do too.
But you do too, yeah.
Yeah, no, and remember, Jason, it was one episode that me and him went on. And
It was just
I
us.
think it was a non one, and me and Jay, and I hold my hand to Jason, and I started spinning around like he was like we were doing some kind of like freaking love dance or some shit. I remember that, and also just all the random sus things I said this year. Just a random sex and suspicious thing I said this year. And you know why that I'm not straight? This is the reason why. I just say random shit without context. This is what you get from me. This is what you get. And I remember with Jason, Jason is just a fun man to play with. Pause. Wait, pause. Pause.
We're already starting it off really well, people.
Well, I'll say something sus. Josh is a fun man to play with.
Hey.
Whoa.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. How about we both play with Josh?
Hey, Jason. You know what they say. What goes around comes back around. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, don't worry, Josh. I'll do all the business. Don't worry.
Yeah, he'll do all the business with you. It's our job to make Josh uncomfortable.
No, I thought Josh is he's just Josh is
like Sammy Callahan.
But also, this is not like a podcast moment, but it was with me. No, it was is a moment in Crash and Burn, and I remember I was censoring my best friend. I was censoring my best friend. He was like in front of me, and I was like, "Scissor me."
And then AJ just moaned.
I mean, what do you expect from this kid? But one of my personal favorites is also, but I think it was like the song was like 5 minutes or 4 minutes. I was like, it lasts longer than you, Jason. With you, Jason.
One of my funny moments, though, I will agree. I love how sometimes when there's a song like 4 or 5 minutes long, I just sit there like this the whole time. I'm like,
yes,
song over yet?
Oh, another one.
Josh is boring.
Another one.
No. That's AJ's title.
Another one was June was beating the shit out of his chair.
Oh yeah.
With a Limp Biscuit. And he just started beating the shit out of it.
Keep rolling. What?
It was the last song on the album, and he just started just going batshit crazy.
Going into this shit right here, man.
Yeah. And then because me and Jason and Joanne, we listened to Rolling, and we just didn't keep rolling.
Keep rolling. What?
That was actually really fun. I really loved that episode. That was
Yeah, it
Very, very
was.
fun episode. But yeah, just something just kind of pop out, So like this head just pop off. But yeah, I mean, we had a lot of moments this year. I mean, I'm gonna be more proud of myself next year. So just expect more crazy shit out of my mouth. And a
Yep.
lot more meat, me going around, slapping meat.
Slapping me.
Yes, slapping meat indeed. We're gonna get some meat and we're gonna slap it very hard and hopefully it does not break. That does not sound right. Does not sound right. But you know what? It's fine. We're just roll with it.
We just have to keep rolling. Oh, wait,
It's
puns
fine.
are banned. That's right.
That's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. But
It's
all
fine
right.
like me.
Anyone else has any moments or
Every time I bully Josh, that's all.
Nah, every time you mess with me, it's all good. It's all in good spirits. That's always funny.
Fuck you. Oh wait, no, don't.
No, do
don't
it.
actually.
Nah. You said it. Nah, you said it.
Nah, I think just one I would say is just anything stupid AJ does.
Yes.
Pretty
Yes,
much that.
AJ, he definitely
If you're
took over this
watching
year. I'll
this,
say that. He definitely,
He's a little special. Wait, that's all we know.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, he got it from me. So, I mean, there you go.
Lucas is very
I
special.
told y'all, I'm his dad. I'm his
Yes.
dad to this day.
You're his daddy ass.
I'm his what?
Whoa!
Scissor me, daddy ass.
Oh no.
I'm maybe his daddy, but I'm not that. I'm not. I don't have that ass like that.
Well, I see where the program went. So
Yep.
yeah.
My ass is not too thick for that. But anyways,
Hey yo.
Anyways, we're about to hit 2 hours of rambling. So
Wait, this is 2 hours already. Damn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just go ahead and just get this out of the way. Get the intro, get what we're gonna do next, and just whatever out of the way. So for Crash and Burn, we're gonna do our year and in review of the year.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be tomorrow at time of recording, and just check it out as we can. We're gonna do a ranking our pay-per-views of the year, superstar of the year, woman and female, tag team of the year, faction of the year, match of the year. We can have by multiple matches, multiple tag teams if you want to, multiple people if you want to.
Yeah, just anything we have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'm working my list later today, so
yeah. And ranking pay-per-views from worst to best. Already got that already. And yes, both nights of WrestleMania do count. So
yeah, WrestleManias count. Any pay-per-view counts.
yep. I put both nights separately, by the way. That's what I did. So you might have 13, you may have 12. So just to let y'all know about that. But yeah, just keep us with that. I will post on the MoshCast what we're gonna do. When this will be uploaded. So
And then the changes. And
yeah.
do you want to address the changes today?
I think we're gonna keep that when we do our first episode of the year.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So
all we can say is just expect changes to this podcast.
yeah, expect change. We're not gonna tell you what specifics just yet, but we will tell you. And it was again brought to your attention to a good friend Sid, and now we're gonna do different things. Into that different shit's coming out, and
And then how often we're gonna do this?
Yeah, we're getting great suggestion about that. Crash and Birds probably gonna stay the same. So we'll let you know about anything else, and we're gonna let you know. But yeah, that is all. And I'm gonna let Jason go for his outro.
Okay, well, thank you guys for watching our return episode. It's awesome. It's awesome to be back here. We indeed had a great break. We actually really enjoyed it. We'll see you guys whenever we decide to record next. Have a good week, night, or whenever you guys are watching this. We'll
have a good New Year.
Have a good New Year as well.
Coming up.
Have a good year. I'm officially 20, so I'm not a teenager here.
Nope.
And
Yeah, you're
then
in the 20s now, you bitch.
And then, yeah, we'll see you guys whenever we decide to record next.
Yeah, we will let you know when we can, and yeah. Josh.
Alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the MoshCast. It's great to be back. Feels kind of weird, saying that after our little break that we had. But a break, whenever you feel like you're burnt out, you always need a break to refresh yourself.
Don't have motivation, anything.
You don't want exactly. So this is a good way for us to, know when your body feels that way. But stay tuned for tomorrow for Crash and Burn's year in review. Of course, top matches, pay-per-views, favorite match, breakout faction, you name it. We're gonna cap down all that stuff. Stay tuned. Be subscribed. You know all the rest of the details. Subscribe, like, comment, do all that good stuff. Anyway, it's great to be back. In 2023, we have a lot more content coming your way. Album reviews,
changes,
like all new stuff. It's a fresh new year. It's a new year. Yes, it is.
Changes. So, how often we're gonna record? Anything.
Yeah. So.
I guess all I can say is don't expect this every week.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an every week thing, but when you see us, you see us. But anyways, It's great to be back, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys whenever in 2023. Have a good New Year's. Be safe out there.
Whenever we feel like recording, really.
Have an awesome 2023, and make as many memories as you can.
Yeah, be well.
And be well for this year.
Yeah. All right, now getting to mine, and we're gonna end this off because I'm the one recording this shit. So thank you guys for watching this episode again. Great to be back. Great to be back with these amazing people once again. Again, check out my Instagram, Lucas.Tensio336. Again, check out my recent Instagram post. I know I'm without nail polish. I know it's something new. I know, and no, it doesn't mean I'm homosexual, even though I am. Kinda, but yeah, does that mean that there's a special meaning behind it? If you need to DM me, I'll let you know. And yeah, TikTok is down below too. Lucas_Rainmaker is also be up in there too. Again, Snapchat's kind of private to me, so again, if you try to add me, I need to get to know you first before that because Snapchat bots and shit. So just let me know who you are. But yeah, expect new changes from here on out. We will say that it's not gonna be a weekly thing. We all do this, just to kind of prevent the burnout. But yeah, just have a great New Year. Stay safe during this time. New Year is a crazy time to celebrate, and a lot of things do happen on New Year. So just stay safe. Don't do crazy shit. Just do not do that. So continue to be safe out there. The weather out there for people who are so cold out there, stay warm. Hopefully, y'all have a great Christmas and great holidays. We will be back in January coming up, and
just whenever. Yeah.
So that is me. That's Josh, and that's Jason, and we will see you in January.
Yes,
All right, we'll see you next.